Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dave and Adam's 2024 NFL Mock Draft. I'm Tyler Prigionieri, your moderator for the evening, and I am joined by three participants today. We have Steve, Alaina, and Ray with us. How are y'all doing?
Hey.
Feeling great.
Doing
great. It's draft season.
We're here to spew.
So Here are the rules. We're going to get right into it. We're just going to pick the top 10 picks. Everybody's going to get about 30 seconds to explain themselves. So honestly, let's get right into this. Everyone across the board pretty much had their first pick aligned, but Alaina, we're going to start with you. Explain a little bit about your decision.
New ownership means new moves in the draft placement. And Chicago and Washington, they've always been buddies. So they decided we're going to switch pick 1 and 2. Chicago doesn't need another project QB. Washington's ready to try it out. They tried out something a little bit different last year, but regardless, Washington trades up and Chicago trades down. Chicago receives Jahan Dotson and the number 2 overall pick, while Washington receives the number 1 overall pick, and they let go of Jahan, and they select overall Caleb Williams with the first overall pick, going to DC, baby.
Ray and Steve, what do we think about this?
They're not trading.
They're not going to trade Jahan
Chicago's
Dotson
not
for
trading.
Caleb Williams. So
Yeah, Dotson's not a needle mover, number one. Number two, they're not trading. Caleb Williams has been the number 1 pick for the past 2 years. It's not moving. Chicago's just going to be thank you very much and take Caleb Williams.
Yeah, well,
Yep, I
weird
got the
things
same
have happened.
pick.
Anyways,
All right, let's move on
Caleb
to
Williams is going first overall across the board. We're all
All right.
It's about that.
Yeah, we're in
pick number
agreement there.
2. Who do we got? Steve, we're going to start with you.
So I have Drake May going to the Washington Commanders. I know there's a lot of talk about Jaden Daniels, and I like Jaden Daniels a lot, but Drake May, he's always been kind of the number 2 guy after Caleb for the past couple of years. In mocks, I know it's changed recently with Daniels, but Drake May, big arm, good mobility, kind of reminds me of Justin Herbert a little bit, and, you know, he's a North Carolina guy. The Commanders had a North Carolina quarterback before. Stick with familiar territory. I'll go Drake May at number 2.
All right. So aside from the trade that you have going on, Alaina, you and Ray have the similar choice for pick number 2. Ray, why don't you go into the explanation for this?
yeah, the Washington Commanders are going to stick right where they are at number 2, and they're going to pick Jaden Daniels. He's definitely, I think, the best quarterback in this draft, but Caleb Williams' potential, I think, is the difference, right? Caleb Williams' potential is probably the highest ceiling in terms of all the QBs, but I love Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to fit great in the DC area. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna change the culture in DC, make Commanders football exciting again. So excited for the Commanders to take Jaden Daniels at number 2.
It's been a lot of smoke and mirrors with the Commanders and Jaden Daniels in terms of Jaden Daniels says he likes the receiving class, yada, yada, yada. That's all just a diversion because he will be selected number 2 by the Chicago Bears. Thank you very much.
All right. So now, Steve and Alaina, you have the next pick pretty much synced up. So I'm going to go back to Ray. Ray, or actually, sorry, you and Ray are together.
Yeah.
Steve's a little bit
Big
different.
brain energy.
Steve, who do you got for pick number 3?
So pick 3, I got a little surprise here. I got the Patriots taking J.J. McCarthy. I know when I look at this, it just looks like kind of the quarterback the Patriots want. J.J. McCarthy kind of fits their system the best, right? The Patriots need a lot of help. They don't have good receivers, Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne being the top 2. They're not going to take a quarterback with a lot of potential that's, you know, kind of a little more risky. J.J. McCarthy, very, very accurate, great short and medium accuracy, and he's a winner, right? Won the national championship with Michigan. Patriots have had good luck with Michigan quarterbacks before. I just think J.J. McCarthy's kind of the guy they throw in for a little bit of a rebuild with New England. It's going to take more than just 1 pick, more than a couple years. J.J. McCarthy.
So Ray and Alaina, why don't you both say it together?
Boo! Pat pick.
Drake May,
Drake
baby.
May, baby.
Drake May is going to bring the Patriots back to the dynasty that they used to be. CPR. CPR, Drake May.
Resurge the dynasty that once was. They get rid of old man Bill. They get rid of everyone else. They're waiting on Robert Kraft like we all are. But they're going to select Drake May. I agree.
He's the best. He's going to be the better version of Justin Herbert. Drake May's the guy there. He is. He's definitely the most quarterbacky of quarterbacks there.
I like that.
He's the most
Quarterbacky.
quarterback. You know,
And we
he
need
fits
that.
right in that New England culture.
Yeah, perfect.
Pick number 4 is going to Arizona. Alaina and Ray, why don't you say it together? 3, 2, 1.
Marvin Harrison Jr. No brainer.
No brainer. Best athlete, player, football player, receiver, kicker, punter, lineman in the whole draft. He is next level. He's going to change the game. He's the Wemby of football. You know, when they get in the comments, say NBA terms. Well, there you go. He's the Wemby of football. Marvin Harrison Jr., absolute lock. My comparison, he's a mix of Julio Jones and Jamar Chase. Why wouldn't you take him? Why wouldn't you take him?
Love that for you.
He's going
And
there.
Arizona, no receivers right now.
None.
They're believing in Kyler. I think they're going to give Kyler at least one more year to recover from the injury and see what they have. Why not give him a weapon, a grenade at wide receiver?
Steve, what do you got going on for pick 4?
So I'm not fully convinced Arizona believes in Kyler or really knows what they're doing. So I think they trade out of this pick here, and I think they're just going to get as many picks as they can because they need help, not just at receiver, everywhere else. So I have them trading with Minnesota, Tyler. I got the Vikings trading up to pick 4 and getting picks 71 and 90 because Arizona has 3 third-round picks. And in return, giving Arizona 2 of their first-round picks, pick 11 and pick 23. And I have the Vikings taking Jaden Daniels here. I think the Vikings are in desperate need for a quarterback. I don't think they have too many holes. I think they're going to take the guy with probably the strongest arm in this draft class that can really complement Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison as their wide receivers. And overall, Jaden Daniels is kind of the opposite of Kirk Cousins, right? Kirk Cousins, safe, really good accuracy. Jaden Daniels, he's going to run like crazy. Sometimes maybe a little injury risk with how much he runs, but he's got insane athleticism, insane arm strength. I think the Vikings do what they can to please Justin Jefferson. Take Jaden.
We just want to acknowledge TradeGate and that news hasn't dropped yet with the Kirk Cousins Falcons drama.
Yeah.
So we're treating this as if the draft is still on par with what's going on.
Yes, there is rumors that the Falcons may lose their 8th pick and it will go to the Vikings. We don't know if that's true yet, but if that happens, that's going to...
If that happens, it
shake
also
a
gives the
Roni.
Vikings even more ammunition to move up if they want to.
move up to number 1.
Yeah. They got 3 first-round picks, though.
All right, moving on to the 5th pick in the draft. We're kind of a little bit different across the board based on what you're doing. So let's start with Alaina, and then we'll go Ray, and then Steve.
I'm on Steve's same wavelength with Minnesota potentially trading out for a first-round pick. So I think they trade with the Chargers on this pick. Obviously, if Marvin Harrison Jr. is off the board, the Chargers just not getting what they want out of that little deal there. So I have trading with Minnesota. LA receives the pick 11 and 23 and a second-round pick somewhere in there. And I think Minnesota selects J.J. McCarthy. I think that is their guy, exactly what will fit their culture in terms of what they're looking for out of a QB with a winner's mentality, giving Justin Jefferson a young man to receive the ball from because old man Kirk just wasn't getting it done out there in Minnesota.
Ray?
I know both of you have McCarthy gone already. I don't see the rush. I think he's going to slide. I think that the Bears are going to trade up here with the Chargers and take Joe Alt because they are taking the QB of their future. They believe in Caleb. They think he's the guy. He's the only team that Caleb met with. That's why he's not going to Commanders. Hasn't even met anyone there. So I think if you're going to draft him and he's your franchise guy and he's going to change everything in Chicago, then you got to get someone to protect him. And you saw Justin Fields just got attacked last year. So they're going to take Joe Alt and number 5, and the Chargers are going to trade back to the 9th pick that the Bears have.
Yep.
Steve?
So I think the Chargers are in the perfect spot. Just have Marvin Harrison Jr. just fall right into their lap here. 4 quarterbacks taken before him. Now Justin Herbert gets a true number 1. I don't need to talk about Marvin Harrison because Ray did already. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a stud. It's a perfect fit, perfect match made in heaven with Justin Herbert. Chargers take Harrison at 5.
All right, Steve, staying with you, who do you have for pick 6?
So pick 6 is a weird one, Tyler, because I don't really know what the Giants are going to do. I think the Giants need a lot of help, but the
No
one
one
thing...
does.
They're as
the one
confused as
thing
Danny Dimes
that
might be.
I know about the Giants is that they don't believe in their quarterback. And Danny Dimes can't throw the football. So this is where I take it a little bit of a risk. And I think the Giants panic seeing 4 quarterbacks taken already. They go, you know what? Let's just take Michael Penix. Michael Penix is the exact opposite of Danny Dimes. Michael Penix is one of the best pocket passers in this entire class. He has probably the best accuracy down the field. And he's a guy who could spread the ball all over. Giants have a bunch of okay receivers. I like Wan'Dale Robinson and Jalen Hyatt. We haven't really seen their true potential yet, mainly because they don't have a quarterback who can throw the ball. So Michael Penix here kind of change up what the Giants have been doing the past few years.
Okay. Ray?
I have the Giants taking a receiver, actually. I think they're going to give Danny Boy another year. I think they're going to take Malik Neighbors here from LSU. My comparison for Malik Neighbors, the game is similar to Justin Jefferson. So basically, anyone could throw to this guy. And I think the reason they do that is because let's say Daniel Jones, you get a guy that's like Justin Jefferson on your offense. You lost Saquon. You can see, hey, basically anyone could throw to Justin Jefferson, right? So now you're going to bring in Malik Neighbors that I think could be just like him. And if Daniel Jones still can improve with a guy like him on the team, you move on. But at least you still have a weapon like a Justin Jefferson. Sure. And you could just draft next year. I don't think that you panic and take a 45-year-old QB in Michael Penix. I think you take a young wide receiver here, and if Daniel Jones can't figure it out, you got next year. You don't have to rush and use that top 10 pick on a QB that might not even work out, a project. Why would you do that?
Don't call Penix a project.
Alaina disagrees with you, so
Project
what do we got,
QB
Alaina?
is exactly what Brian Dable's looking for, and that's why he's going to select Bo Nix. He's looking for someone Josh Allen-esque that's got an arm that can throw it down the field, and guess what? Bo Nix, even less interceptions than Josh Allen had in his college career. 4,500 passing yards.
For Oregon.
4,500 passing yards, and it's just an absolute project QB. But that's what Brian Dable likes. They're ready to get rid of Danny Dimes. Taking him out, say, go find a job at Burger King, and we don't want you here, Danny.
Burger
That's
King.
exactly what's going to happen. And I'm excited to see Bo Nix turn into a Hall of Famer.
Pick number 7, Ray. Who do you got?
So pending what happens here, I think one of two things will happen here. If the Vikings end up getting the Falcons pick at 8, then scratch this trade. But if everything stays the way it is, the Vikings are going to trade with the Titans to take J.J. McCarthy. I don't think anyone needs to trade up or get aggressive or panic for J.J. McCarthy. He's going to fall here. I don't see why the Giants would take McCarthy, and I don't see why the Bears would either. And the picks before that, like let's say the Chargers don't trade with the Bears. They're not going to take J.J. McCarthy. He's not a top 4 QB. He is a top 4 QB. He's not a top 3 QB. So I think he's going to fall right into the laps of the Vikings. Not really into the laps because they got to trade up, but it could be into their laps if the Falcons have to give their pick up for tampering.
Little tampy.
Right.
Talking to Kirk
Vikings
before
may
you
not
should
even
have.
Can't
have
do
to
that.
The
trade.
Vikings might not even have to trade, and oh boy, 8 and 11, Vikings going to win the Super Bowl.
Well,
Uh-oh.
well.
All right,
Sure. Vikings to the Super Bowl.
All right, Alaina, who do you got for 7?
I think the Titans need some help, and that's why I think they're going to select Joe Alt there. I think that's the best move for them. They're still investing in Will Levis. They're going to get a little bit of help on that side of the ball, and I think that's just their best go around there at least.
Steve, anything to add?
I think Joe Alt's like a no-brainer pick. I think this is a stud lineman, kind of like when Quentin Nelson went to the Colts. Titans, I think, still want to believe in Will Levis. They want to give him, a chance. So you have the receivers figured out already. Get the offensive line
They got Mason Rudolph just in case
Will
things
Levis
don't
a
happen.
chance, but not Daniel Jones.
Yeah, well, I would absolutely. We've seen Daniel Jones for 5 years.
Pick number 8, Alaina and Ray, would you like to say it together again?
Dallas Turner.
No question.
No question about it. Dallas Turner, like I said, what we were talking about before, he had to step in for Will Anderson, was a top 5 pick last year, went to the Texans, and he stepped in and did just as well, I think. I'm Roll Tide all the way, by the way. Love Bama football. So,
Really?
I watched Dallas Turner a few games, just a few, maybe all of them. He's a stud, and he's going to change anyone's defense. So Dallas Turner's definitely the pick here. He's the best player available at 8. This could end up changing, though, like we said with the Vikings. If the Vikings do get this pick, they're going to take McCarthy at 8. And Dallas Turner could slide down to number 9 to either the Chargers or the Bears, which could be crazy for the Bears if they could steal Dallas Turner because of the Falcons losing their pick.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you're not on the defense side of the ball here, but you're picking an offensive member of the team. Who do you think?
Yeah, I'm
they're gonna be
taking Malik
picking?
Neighbors here. I think Malik Neighbors at 8 is a steal to begin with, so I think this is a no-brainer pick for the Falcons. And also, too, the Falcons just gave the bag to Kirk Cousins, their QB of the future. You want to get him weapons, right? You want to help him out. Their line's okay. Their defense does need work, but I think you're going to add a receiver to this core with Drake London, Darnell Mooney. They're all right. Drake London, I don't think, is a true number 1. Malik Neighbors can be, and he's a downfield threat, which the Falcons don't really have. I like Malik Neighbors here. Get Kirk Cousins some help. But like you said, if the Falcons lose this pick and it's the Vikings, I could see the Vikings, just taking, Turner. But I could also see the Vikings trading out of this pick as well.
All right, Alaina, who do you have for pick number 9?
I think Chicago needs more help, and just on the offensive side of the ball, they obviously need some help on defense. So Peyton Turner, Dallas Turner's stepbrother, I think they're going to pick Peyton Turner as an edge rusher there to help sack the other side of the ball because obviously Jaden Daniels can't do it all by himself.
Ray?
This is where I do have the Chargers and the Bears trading because I had the Bears trade up and the Chargers trade back. I think the Chargers take Rome Odunze because they have no one to throw to. I really don't even have to explain anything else. They have no one to throw to. So I don't even have to explain why. Just look at the Chargers roster and then, yeah, you'll understand they need a receiver bad.
So, Steve, you have Chicago staying where they are, but still picking Rome. Do you want to add anything on them?
Yeah, I mean, you're taking Caleb at 1 if you're the Bears, right? So now you want to get to help. Why not get one of the best receivers in college football? 6'3", 200 pounds. This is kind of the exact opposite frame that Keenan Allen and DJ Moore are, where they're kind of smaller slot route running guys. Rome Odunze is about
dog.
Contested catches, separation. Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams, that's going to be a lethal combo to come for
Daniels and
years.
Rome Odunze, sure.
All right, so for pick number 10, the last pick in our mock draft, shall you say it all together?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Brock Bowers.
No question. The missing puzzle piece of the Jets need. If we get a healthy A-Rod back, we get a new tight end. Replace Tyler who? Tyler Conklin?
Jimmy Rucker, get out of here.
Yeah,
Brock
you're
Bowers
done.
is going to be the next George Kittle. It's literally the missing piece in New York, and I'm scared for the AFC East. And as a Bills fan, it's going to get interesting.
Brock Bowers is a stud. Not only is probably the best receiving tight end in this class, maybe the best blocking tight end as well. And to have that combo, that's ridiculous.
We just suffered from dealing with one of the best tight ends in the history of football in New England for so long, and we might be looking down the barrel again.
Rodgers has a smile on his face if they make this pick.
Yep.
But guys, let us know in the comments who do you think is going to have the most accurate draft pick of this year's 2024 draft happening in Detroit, and find us there in D-Town, baby.
Whose mock draft are you riding with? You have
Yeah.
to put $1 million McNuggets down.
You guys riding with the
Ray,
Bears
or
trading the
Steve?
first pick?
And if you have better choices, let us know in the comments who your top 10 are going to be for this year's draft. But thank you for joining us, and enjoy football this week.
See you in Detroit.
Bye-bye.